No.
Get Out.
No.
Somebody should actually go. I think it'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like if I actually made one of you leave. But I'm not
out.
going to do that because it's important. We've all seen the film, so we've all got different things to bring to the table. I'm sure we'll all agree on the definitive point that it is utterly brilliant. But this is Get Out.
Spoilers.
The first film from Jordan Peele of Key and Peele. There's been lots and stuff made from it. I mean, when the trailer came out last year, it went viral because everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at that!" Because it's so smart and so clever. What is the film like? And those who maybe don't know what the plot is, because it might be a bit of a surprise for those who don't know, what is the story about this film?
Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff there Joe wants to say for this.
Yeah, where do you even begin with this film?
Yeah, but with this, we'll have to tell a certain story.
Oh yeah, on Friday night.
So basically, in Get Out, directed by Jordan Peele. Hopefully, actually, that is an interesting milestone. He's the first black director to pass 100 million at the box office.
Yeah,
that is a huge
Again,
milestone.
you think about the Beauty and the Beast thing, like why hasn't it happened sooner? Just how man.
Yeah. So it's a guy called Chris, played by Daniel Kaluuya, who you might remember from 15 Million Merits.
The Black
from
Mirror
Black Mirror,
episode,
which is absolutely terrific.
I remember as Tea Leaf in Psychoville as well.
Tea Leaf. Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Johnny English
like
Reborn.
Yeah, Johnny.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
Johnny English Reborn, yeah. Yeah, he is. And he's dating a girl called Rose, played by Allison Williams, and they've finally reached the stage where it's meet the parents time, and he's worried that they don't know that he's black, and she dismisses this, of course, because that'd just be stupid. Of course, it's not stupid at all. So they go out to her parents' place out in the country somewhere.
In the sticks.
Yeah, the sticks. Yeah, and of course everything seems all right. The parents are putting up front. They just seem like the typical sort of a bit aloof, a bit wacky parents. And then he sees the housekeeping people, Georgina and Walter, who just seem a bit strange,
a bit off.
Yeah, and of course, this could all be reasonable. But then he finds out that the truth is a lot worse than you could possibly imagine. To say any more would be major spoilers.
Yes.
So let's just say there's something very, very wrong with these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of like what's interesting. The film isn't really an assault on the big scale Donald Trump type racists.
Yeah.
Not to pigeonhole. This is more of an attack on the liberals, which is interesting. It's an attack on like liberal,
the unsuspecting
racists. Casual racism. But obviously the film descends into far deeper stuff than that.
Yes.
But that's the thing. I mean, it seems to be a lot of people were saying that beforehand. Obviously, the alt-right and all them were claiming that it's an attack on the white culture. It's all about white genocide and things like that. But to be honest, it's more an attack on the liberal, middle class liberal folk, than it is about people like the alt-right and like that. But it's
there will be a film that tackles the alt-right soon enough. I'm sure of it because it's such a big press.
This
topic.
film is so intelligently written and so intelligently plotted that there is so much like really, really well developed satire going on here. There's so many layers and real depth to this, because you get a lot of that in there. It's going from because obviously there is very bad things wrong with this family, and they are extremely
much darker and deeper than you'd expect.
The front they have is so unsettling in a way that a certain film that Joe.
Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, like that. It's just it gives you that
the greatest horror film of all time.
You're right there, Joe. Yeah. I had a bit of a cough there. Yeah.
Roman Polanski, but it just gets you like in a way that's so.
It gets under your skin.
It gets under your skin. It's that feeling of dread because they're so nice and like.
Yes.
In the satire, it's not upfront, in your face, blunt racism. It's the spectrum of racism, and it's incredibly well done.
And it uses the satire horror tropes as well. Yeah. Brilliantly, astonishingly well. Yeah.
Well, let's get one thing clear first of all. Our position as white males, as
very generic white males,
working class, very generic, like the most bland people you'll ever see. Yeah. We see it as. Not to generalise specifically, we see it as a sort of thriller film, and there's been disputes about if it's really a horror film. But you think about the audience that the film really reaches out to, and that is the ones who feel this way. Jordan Peele has written this film based on experience. Things like, and this is lines from the film, that her dad would have voted for Obama for a third time. There's all those lines that are just so deeply true to some people, and for them. this film will be a different experience. Like in America, the cinema experience has been, like wild and roaring with laughter and, complete astonishment that a film like this has been made, because it's saying all these things that people haven't said before. People haven't had the courage to say before, but Jordan Peele has kind of thrown it all in, and this is going to speak really true to a lot of people. But even as as white people like that we are, we sort of sit and watch it through gritted teeth, because we recognise that the parts of our ethnicity that are like this, and it is the casual stuff that really gets in skin deep, isn't it?
Your own racism.
Yes,
that's the thing. It makes you feel like you aren't because that's the thing. It's not afraid to broach that topic of that, because everyone is on some level, whether subliminally or directly. There is there is racism in there.
Yeah, the thing with it being casual is it's not malicious. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's
cultural appropriation.
It's the way we've been predisposed to be by the people who've come before us, and it's just sort of stayed there.
It does what Rosemary's Baby does so well. It's under the guise of niceness, when really underneath there's just, you're kind of unsure what they're doing, what they're saying. It's just a hint of like,
they're too nice.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's passive aggressiveness, it's and watching the film as well, and you see those moments with all the other white characters, and you just but then when the stuff actually happens, which we can't see, because I really don't want to spoil it.
No, not at all.
You watch it. Well, you don't obviously haven't seen it again, but you kind of look back, and it's just revelation after revelation of just like, wow.
I mean, Jordan Peele said,
when the pieces all click together, it's just like, damn.
I mean, Jordan Peele did say beforehand that there hasn't been that all the best horror films play on your worst fears.
Yes.
And there hasn't been a racially motivated horror film since Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
And that's been a long, long time. So I mean, to bring something in, especially right now, and obviously this was written before the Trumpian era.
the Trumpian era.
And now,
let's not give it that.
Yeah. But it's come at such a pertinent time.
Yes.
That it feels, it really unsettled me in a way that, I mean, it's so well paced.
Yeah.
It's so intensely crafted that I think for a man who's known for sketch comedy, Jordan Peele has done himself an amazing directorial debut here.
But it's like it's not overtly surprising though, because I mean, if you think of Rosemary's Baby, that's certain points are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And certain moments in this film are just pitch black in the comedy, because it's just like, whoa.
A few of the Key and Peele sketches I've seen are sort of that, they've got that sort of darkness to them.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not overly surprising, but I mean, it's just, obviously he did say that Rosemary's Baby was his major influence, wasn't it?
He was at the Criterion office with the cover, and obviously, and you'd see it so much, and I absolutely loved it.
I want to know what other ideas are up inside his mind. There's got to be so much.
Well, he says he's got 4 more, didn't he?
Yeah,
like a few more that he's going to definitely do. So
it's that right level of skin crawling, really, really getting like deep into your psyche horror, mixed with the right kind of comedy levity. And I've heard criticism that the TSA officer Ron Williams.
You've heard criticism about this film? I've not heard any criticism.
That he seems to be a bit of a racial stereotype, and that sort of nullifies the point that's been trying to put over here. But I didn't really see it that way at all.
No, I think that kind of plays in as part of the tropes.
Yeah.
I think it rather than being a character who is there because he's stereotypically black, I think it's just part of the trope of being like, there's the one person who says, well, surely there's something up here. The trailer, let's get the one thing clear. The trailer does spoil things, but doesn't tell the whole story. I thought I had the film sussed out, but you never have the film sussed out. There's a few things I did guess.
Yeah.
But I still, when it got to those things, I thought, I'm glad you've done that.
But it does it in the way whether obviously you kind of, it does it so well because you kind of know it, but you still have that feeling of is it not? And it's a horrible feeling. It's a fantastic, but film wise, it's just builds up so much dread and paranoia and tension. And, and when the moments do happen where you're like, oh no, it's fantastic.
I love the fact that Chris isn't your stereotypical horror.
No.
He's very aware. I mean, literally from the very start of the film, Redbone stay woke, against all of these crazy white people.
Yeah. The audience I saw it with was deadly silent.
Really?
Deadly silent. It was Sunday afternoon. I saw it after Beauty and the Beast, so I kind of spent all of that time watching Beauty and the Beast going, I can't wait to get out. The room I saw it in was really, really quiet, apart from me creasing and cringing audibly. I think it's the most audible I've been at the cinema in a long, long time. And we always say about like Dogtooth, the thing that makes you flinch. A lot of this film made me flinch, but it's not the physical stuff, it's the things that are said.
Yeah.
It's the little subtleties. Only when you come out of the film and you read a BuzzFeed article, which is probably, as we've established, probably
It's from the
stolen off,
discussion on Reddit. Yeah.
probably stolen off Reddit. But the little subtleties in the film, that when you see all the racial metaphors and all the little things, it's just genius.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's phenomenal.
I think it really
looking
benefits
back
a
at
second
it,
watch. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't, like, the amount of times when reading through it, I was just like, oh yeah, and it's absolutely brilliant writing. Fantastic. Go see this film.
It really leaves an impression.
It certainly does.
As happened on Friday night.
Yeah,
You guys saw it on Friday. I saw it on Sunday.
Yes.
So you were telling me all about it on Friday night when we went out, and it really left a paranoid effect on you.
Alcohol-induced paranoia. Yeah,
I was suspicious of everyone.
Everybody was out to get me. Even in the chat, I was like, everyone's a suspect.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So just imagine Joe wandering around the club that we went to, just absolutely sketching.
Yeah.
Sitting with me two doubles, just looking at everybody.
Yeah.
I came out on Sunday and I got a text from my mum saying, if you get a chance, give us a call. So I did. I gave her a call, and the first thing she says is, "Are you panicking yet?" I was like, "Panicking about what?" And she said, "Oh, you know about all the work you got to do." I was like, "Well, I am now." That put me right on edge. She's like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Well, I've been in the cinema for a couple hours. God knows what could have happened." Yeah, thanks, Mum.
Mom.
Brilliant, but it does really get under your skin really, really badly.
It shook me up.
It really does. We've got some correspondence on this. Thank you for sending anything in. Of course, keep the conversation going. There's so much stuff to dig into. There's so much stuff we can't even say.
No, I wish we could.
But I think all we're saying is go and see it for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so clever.
Must see.
We've had one from Alex who says, Get Out was really good, but really uncomfortable to watch. Really weird horror, but really good overall. Lots of readies in there, which is normally a good sign. It is very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Really uncomfortable.
Very, very
but you can sort of see why it's funny at the same time. But also it does that great balancing act of putting you in the shoes and making you feel empathetic and sympathetic at the same time. Jay Sykes says, Get Out was easily the best movie I've seen in ages. And he wanted to come on the show for that, but he didn't get a chance, unfortunately. And we've had one in from Danielle. She says, really clever thriller with some well-spread moments of comedy. I thought some of it was predictable. How? But then it surprised me with its twists, yes. But it's strange how a movie focusing so intently on racial themes and then have a token black guy offering humour. I don't know, not sure about that, but I can see why that criticism is there. Generally speaking, though, Get Out, what a thrilling movie experience.
You owe it to yourself to see it.
It's well worth the admission price. I think it's one of those films that just has to be seen.
It's been a long time, but I was very satisfied.
Very satisfied. If you've seen it, do get in touch. We've kind of run out of time quite quickly because Beauty and the Beast, so much to speak about. Get Out, also so much to speak about. We'll choose one.